Hi everyone, this is Sahar Gharachorlou. I'm a life coach, a metaphysical therapist and author of 2 books. In today's video, I would like to talk about inner child therapy and explain it in brief and how would it help you, would it benefit anyone and everyone, how much of work is required and anything related to the inner child work, but in a very simple and brief way of explaining it, because it's a very vast topic and it is actually it has a lot of detailing and it has a lot of difficult words that we use, but I do not want to pollute your mind. I just want that the content that I offer should actually help you, not create more fear in you. So let's talk about inner child therapy. The inner child, the term inner child is not only about childhood. It is just a terminology, but what does it actually imply is the entire period of this lifetime. And when I say this lifetime, I'm talking about this lifetime as a metaphysical therapist. So it means preconception, conception, the pregnancy, childbirth, and then as the child grows till even few seconds before. Let's say if you met a friend today 2 hours ago and she said something that really triggered a childhood memory in you or an emotion from the childhood, let's say of rejection, of disrespect, of distrust, we even consider that event as an inner child issue. So saying that, I would like to explain how this whole thing works as per metaphysical therapy, because as per psychology, the child's mental faculties and also character and personality kind of is developed till the age 7, like almost about 85-90%, and then after that everything is a pattern. We do not, as metaphysical therapists, we do not have any conflict with this, but we also believe it doesn't end there. The development continues as per the development of the chakras, because in the beginning no chakra of the child is really developed. And because metaphysical therapies are about how energy, the cosmic energy, interacts and communicates with our physical body, mental body, emotional body, and spiritual body, we cannot take the energy factor and our chakra system and energy system out of the equation and then talk about the concept. Everything revolves around energy and how energy interacts with us. That is the basics of metaphysical therapy, right? So for us as metaphysical therapists, the time of conception is equally important as 2 hours ago, because we don't know how someone can get imprinted with an emotion or a thought or a belief. Something can get triggered, which can be a past memory resurfacing, or it can be just about a new experience. So we have to consider everything. Now, people have asked me what is inner child. It is a technique. Basically, we have many methods, but the whole thing is a technique or a process through which we do age regression. We try and understand what are the patterns a client or a person is going through, and then are these patterns originated in this lifetime? And if they're originated in this lifetime, where, how, through whom, and why they have been originated. So we go back to that memory, and it can be any time, as I said, from the time this child was conceived in the womb till about 2 minutes ago. We go back to those memories, we understand why did the child or the person perceive it in this manner. What was the belief that caused the person to perceive and respond or react to a situation in a way he did it. And then we help to release those difficult, unpleasant, low frequency emotions attached to a situation, try and produce and introduce new versions of the same story, and then we allow the person to choose what is the best that would have served the individual if the perceiving and receiving of that event and that person or that situation would have been different, you know. And then we also try and understand from where these belief systems have come and who they really belong to, because the child on its own doesn't have anything, right? They come as blank slate. Of course they have past life memories, but in their present life, when as children they are behaving and perceiving the environment, it is the imprints of all other people. So all other individuals, especially mother and both parents and also extended family, can really cause a child to feel certain emotions and then base their entire life on that one memory or that one incident in which they felt either rejected, abandoned, or they were traumatized. Now, usually the inner child, the trauma or whatever happens to the person that becomes a character and a pattern later in life is the result of either one or both parents being compromised, a dysfunctional family where there is no harmony, where maybe one of the parents is maybe narcissistic even, or it can be the family didn't want to have the child, or certain conditions which the child felt responsible for causing trouble to the people. So what all we can heal using the inner child technique is we can use the trauma caused by abuse, by rejection. Some mothers, they don't want to have a child, or some parents don't want to have a child and they try to abort the child and it is unsuccessful. So the trauma the child went through when all this was happening and everything was planned. The childbirth trauma, because sometimes the children, when it's near the birth time, they realize, oh God, I signed up for something really wrong. I wanted to do this life. I wanted to follow the soul plan, but I don't think the environment is conducive to me. So then they don't want to be born. That's why we have children with the navel cord around their neck or umbilical cord around their neck, or we have children who push up and they had to be being delivered either through C-section or use of forceps and things like that. So and it's not only the mother who's going through the childbirth pain, even the child goes through pain to come out of the birth canal, which is a tight canal, and while the mother is in so much agony and pain and probably a lot of discomfort at all levels, so the child feels all of that. Anything can cause an issue of inner child. I remember in one of my FCs, because in the FC sometimes inner child shows up. So in one of my FCs, the whole trauma of the person feeling that my mother doesn't love me, and she had come to resolve the issue that why my mother is partial and doesn't love me and doesn't listen to me, and I feel unheard and unseen by her, was just because she was having cold, bad throat, and she wanted to have ice cream. The mother refused her while she gave ice cream to the other sister, but not to her, without explaining why am I not giving this to you. And this woman grew up believing that the mother was partial, didn't love her, and I am never seen, never heard. And actually she created situations with her husband, with her in-laws, with the entire community she was from, that she always felt unheard and unseen. So because it is a child, and because it is a new life, and because the impressions are all getting imprinted on the subconscious mind, the child can pick up any small issue and it can become a big issue and a big trigger in life. So because we don't know where we are heading, and sometimes we have issues of abuse, we have trauma of childbirth, we have trauma of the mother not wanting the child or being uncomfortable with having a child, or parents were going through a very nasty period and the mother got pregnant, and then all those fights and drama, whatever was happening really affects the child and the personality. Now coming to the metaphysical part of the story, so the base chakra, which is for safety and security, is getting developed till the age 7. So that's why a lot of children, when a stranger goes to their home or they have guests, and if they are 5-6 years old, they usually try to hide behind the mother, because they don't have their own energy system in which they can feel safe. They need someone, they need to hide behind someone, they need to take help of someone. And when you see from 7 onwards, because the sacral chakra is developing, which is the need for a community, belongingness, more friends, children start liking and having friends and having favorite friends and best friends. till about the age 12, and then they start teenage. And in teenager, how children behave, they are like about very individualistic, they think they know it all, they are the smart one. Of course there are confusions with sexual exploration and curiosity about it, all that is there, but they become very individualistic. They start thinking about who they are and what they want to be, without community, away from the parents, right? And usually at this age, if you want to go out with your children, they usually don't want to accompany you, they want to with their peer group of friends, and they don't want to be with you because that sense of individuality is coming up. And then from 18 onwards, the heart chakra is developing, 18 to 25 to 28 actually. And this is the time actually everyone starts falling in love, and they have crushes, and they have their first love experience, and they start thinking about family, growing old with someone, wanting to have their own children and things like that. And then the throat chakra gets developed. So as we go, as per the chakra system, our individuality, our characteristics, and our past life imprints start to interfering with our this lifetime memories and responses and everything. Hence certain things will become very, very huge, and we can't deal with it and become very prominent patterns, and certain things start to actually become very insignificant, and we change as individuals. Now, how do you prepare for an inner child therapy? As I said, even in my past life regression video, you don't have to prepare. It's the job of the therapist to prepare you. You just have to be open. And when I say open, it means you don't have to operate from pride, ego, and then need to judge anyone. We are not doing these therapies to tell your parents are good or you are good or anyone is evil. These therapies are done for us to see the truth, to go to the root cause, remove the root cause, so that you can have a better life, you can be in more harmony with your environment, your parents, your spouse, your children, whoever in your environment, and also at peace with yourself. So even if something shows up which is not so pleasant about the family, it is okay, and it is actually advisable to be open to see it. A lot of times, especially in inner child therapy, because there is a huge sense of judgment about it, people refuse to see. And in fact, if a child has gone through abuse and extreme painful trauma, they may not even have a memory of it. Or if there is an incident or a belief or a thought which is considered to be extremely, sinful or shameful, the child may completely block that memory. And you may not even know something like this existed within you. But you need to be open, then only you can see. Otherwise, if our conscious mind could do anything, then what's the need of doing therapy? Then everything would have been resolved by just thinking or overthinking, right? So how many sessions do you need? Ideally, because there are way too many issues. Even if you feel you have lived in the most happy family, there are still issues with the inner child. Ideally, I suggest anything between 7 to 12 sessions are required, because with 1 or 2 sessions, we are just scratching the surface, and that will make the wound even more painful. Now we want to open the wound, we want to clean it, we want to apply medicine, and we want to close it. So you need those many sessions and that much of patience with yourself. What is it that you need in order to heal is to be kind and compassionate to yourself and your environment during the therapy and also after the therapy. Nothing can happen overnight. If you have lived 20, 30, 40, 50 years, you can't heal all of that in 1 hour or 2 hours of therapy. And you cannot put all the pieces of the puzzle of your life together in one go. So you need to be patient, and you need to be kind, and you need to trust. Trust yourself, the process, and also your therapist. If you don't trust the therapist, just simply don't go to her or him. Simple as that. You shouldn't. And what all you can do on your own to help the process and go faster and perhaps reduce the number of sessions is to be able to spend time with yourself, to be able to delayer your emotions, to be able to go deep within through journaling, meditation, walk in the nature, talking to a confidant of yours, a friend, whoever, and to be able to actually yourself do some delayering and bring out certain things for yourself so that you don't have to increase the number of sessions. But honestly, first few sessions you really should blind. If you have a good therapist, I'm sure she or he is good, that's why you're going. So you need to trust the process, and your therapist is equipped to tell you what should be your homework. Affirmations, meditation, journaling, certain exercises she or he can give you so that you can do it. Some part of the work you can do on your own. And the other question is, how will it help you? Well, it can break all your patterns, obviously one by one. If you have had relationship issues, where you have commitment issues, or where you fall for unavailable people who are emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, or financially unavailable to you, man or a woman, doesn't matter. If you have had abuse in your relationships, if you feel you don't belong anywhere and you have this extreme sense of loneliness, if you continuously have certain patterns in your behavior, in your career, where you're not being appreciated, or you feel your voice is not heard, or you feel that no one cares about what you do and everyone else takes credit but you cannot, all these issues can be resolved through inner child therapy. And what else? There was another question. I need to check my notes 1 second and I can tell you. Yeah, there was one more question. I'm sorry for taking time, but I just don't happen to remember all the questions. Okay, so the last question was, I believe, is it a safe process? Yes, it is a safe process, and the more you feel comfortable, the more you are in non-judgment state, the more you're open and willing to see, know, and perceive, and also change yourself, the faster you can grow and you can actually help your therapist to help you better. I hope this video will be beneficial. Does everyone need inner child therapy? As per me, yes. I am the same therapist who said not everyone needs past life regression, but does everyone need inner child therapy? I would say with certainty, I am positive that everyone needs at least a few sessions of inner child therapy, and it is a great help and the best investment you can do for yourself to improve your life. Even if you feel you've had the best childhood, trust me, something is there. So saying that, I would like to wish you all the best, and may you heal with ease, may grace touches you and your life, and may you have the best of everything and enjoy life to the fullest. Till the next time.